Good morning, campers. Hi, this is Dan Halsey, and I want to show you a really neat tool that Adobe Illustrator can do for you to speed up your plant counting. Now, previously in a video about counting plants, I was showing you how to do that with the symbols. But I was also showing how I use lines for my plants in rows, in linear lines, a lot, because it saves so much time, and then I can size the plants as I want and they just pump in there. And so each one of these rows here is actually a line made of round dashes, and I can tell the software, say make it this wide and then make these kind of dashes this size, and it does that for me and spaces them out for me. It's really great. And so then I can just make lines, and all of these plants fill that space as much as I want to do a line in here. See if I can make it work right here. So if I make that line, guess what? There they are. This space is now filled with these plants, which saves a huge amount of time, especially when we work on contours. So this swale is a line here. This is actually the vetiver growing here, these ovals. And then this is castor bean going outside the vetiver. This path is a line, these dashes up here. So this is how vector works, or vector design works. This is Adobe Illustrator, not Vectorworks. But when you work in vector, you're working with lines, squares, circles. It's vector software, not pixels. What you see in the background here, those are pixels. That's from the photograph. But because we work in such great detail, we work with vector. And look how close we can get to that. Isn't that amazing? The detail is just almost infinite. But back to the story is I do this a lot with these designs. Guess what? How are you going to count all those plants from a line? So if I go up to layers and I have vetiver open here, I can click on one of the vetiver plant symbols. I just click on one of them, and in the document info box, the objects, as long as you have the objects clicked here, selected, guess what it shows you? The length of that line, 15.61 centimeters long. So now I know that whatever line that is, it's 15.61 centimeters long, and I know the number of plants per centimeter because they're all the same. I can measure that, and I can get that number and then do the math. Divide this, actually in this case, multiply the number of centimeters by the number of plants, and I have my plant count. So if you watch this number of here, but the great thing is I have all the vetiver lines together in a group. So all the vetiver, all the castor bean, all of those are put together into groups so that I can count all of them at once. And now I have 4,653.6645 centimeters of vetiver in this design because I have them all grouped together. That is an incredibly fast way of counting your plants. Now it's just math. How many plants do I have per centimeter? Math times 4,653.6, and now I know that goes in the plant list. That's pretty amazing. That goes in the Excel spreadsheet. Now I can do the math. Vetiver plugs are anywhere from $1, $2 to $4 a piece. Here comes the budget, right? So we're going to need a lot of plants. In this case, we've got 133 acres that we're planting. So this is Adobe Illustrator using paths to make our lines and rows of plants, using the document info tool to count the objects for us. And when we highlight those objects and it's a line, it actually tells us the length of the line, and we can count our plants from that. This is Dan Halsey. Thanks for joining me once again for this short little tutorial on counting plants with lines, and we have the other one with counting plants with symbols. Take care.